Hello, everyone. Most of us have heard the expression that you can judge a person's character based on how they behave when no one's watching. I'd like to take it a step further and say that it's based on how you treat people when there's nothing to gain. About 20 years ago, I decided to go back to school to obtain my degree, and I found myself in an accounting class with Alva Boss. I really don't even remember what sparked the conversation between the two of us. I just know we went from sisterly, friendly conversation to her inquiring about my degree program. She wanted to know how much longer I had, and when I told her I still had a little bit over a year to go, she said, hey, unless you want to buy your books, you don't have to. You can borrow mine every quarter. Now, what she didn't know was that my family was in chaos and my finances were in extreme distress. At that moment, she became my ram in the bush. But she went a little bit further. She didn't just want to loan me her books. She just started expressing care towards me, inviting me to household festivities, letting me come into her home. And this is at a point in time when I had no family support. I'm telling you this because she had absolutely nothing to gain. She offered me exactly what I needed. It wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't a random occasion. She helped me in a time when I was getting to lose hope and I was dealing with a lot of doubt. I'm honored to be here today because that's the kind of person that needs to spearhead any kind of movement. People can tell you what they're doing. They can tell you why they're doing it. They can tell you what they've done. And what do they have to gain? Your validation, your admiration, or in this case, your coins, your money. But Alva didn't have anything to gain at that moment. What she showed and what she proved was that she's actually a woman of God, that she really is moved by compassion because the randomness of her behavior was right on time for my situation. Serving our veterans, individuals that put their lives on the line in order for us to have the freedoms that we have and then to come back and not have anything left, they need more than just a place to stay. They need someone that's going to be at the helm of making sure they receive the love and the compassion and care that they deserve. And you also want someone at the helm of the project of that caliber because you want the individuals that she's connected to possess that same kind of energy. So Alva, I am honored to know you. I'm honored to call you a friend, to call you a sister, and I know that you are well deserving of this. I am grateful to all of the people that did what they had to do in order to make this moment happen. But Alva's not just a woman with a vision. She's not just a woman with a great idea. She's a woman that's moved by compassion, and I'm proud of you, and I'm so grateful that God allowed our paths to cross. So everybody, this is Alva.
This year marks 24 years that I have successfully operated a business. It was derelict buildings everywhere, even where we stand today. I always have had a great rapport with all of the Mike Mitchell, O.L. Shelton, Peggy Ryan, the late but great Sam Moore, and Dwayne Evans. I made sure I would keep in touch with them so that we would have those buildings demolished. Please understand, this was not a financially opportunistic move for me. I lobbied heavily for the renovation and the preservation of the building because I am a neighbor. 54 years. This is my home and these are my people. We started off doing child care. But once the market started to change, we were forced to close our doors, find a job, or follow the market, which led us to adult daycare. 18 years of age and older with physical and mental disabilities. We have a structured program with planned activities throughout the day that allows us to take them on field trips, we take them to their medical appointments, we take them to the grocery store, and we take them home. God has extended the vision even further for another group of people who needed another layer of care and attention. And that would be our veterans. Wouldn't you all agree?
Yes.
The biggest difference from what we do now as opposed to what we propose to do is that the veterans will have a place that they can call home, and we will cater to veterans 25 years of age and older. We have secured over $300,000 in private funds and an additional $900,000 in federal funds, thanks to our Congresswoman Cori Bush Mary's. Because I promise you, I didn't have 2 dimes to add with a nickel to make a quarter. But when you write the vision, God will make provisions when you initiate the necessary steps. We initially planned to do a 1-story facility with 15 rooms, but decided to add an additional level. And now we can accommodate 30 veterans to be exact. So we added an additional 15 more rooms. Accomplishing this task has been no easy journey. And it made me think of my granddad, Lawrence Jones, who was a veteran who served in World War II in 1944. I often wonder, what was his state of mind like serving the entire country? I must say it's no comparison to my small frustrations that stem from trying to build a facility for a few good men and women to call home, to have a place to live. Just like soldiers have their own battle, we have our battles and responsibilities in our communities, and none of us could make it alone. I stand here today exceedingly, abundantly grateful for Congresswoman Cori Bush, who saw and supported our vision. Alderwoman Shameen Clark, thank you for your unwavering support. France, thank you. Ron, thank you. Tracy, Orion, and August, my Lindenwood alumni family, thank you all as well, and my family. Without my staff, no one would see that the vision will actually work. They executed the dream and brought it into reality. It would take me a long time to thank everybody, but know if I missed you and you played a role in just shaping my life and bringing this into reality, that I am forever grateful for you. So now I present to you our Congresswoman Cori Bush.
It's an honor. I'm so glad to be able to be here with you all. I'm so just honored and proud and just excited, because we get to do this together. And just seeing the smiles on you all's faces, because you know what's about to happen. The this goes up, it's about to be served. And regular, everyday people in our community did this. Yes. The vision of Alva Boss, which she didn't create herself, given to her. Yes. And she was able to bring people together to help see that vision and inspire us all to want to be a part of that. And so this is significant today to be able to celebrate this investment in our veterans. I want to start by thanking some of our community leaders for joining us today. I am just honored to be here with our St. Louis Board of Alders, President Megan Green. And for President Green, thank you for your steadfastness on the work always, especially at the place of the Art of Highland. I remember several times as over the years, being some of the ones out. I remember one day specifically helping to pick up, it was one of our veterans who had fallen down on the ground in the darkness, 20 degrees outside, and he was laying in his own urine, and he was on top of his walker. He had fallen over, and no one picked him up. I don't know how long he had been there, but that's the work that folks in this community that we do every single day, and that this place will be a safe haven for people like him. So thank you for your work, President Green, and Alderwoman Shameen Clark Hubbard. Everybody knows your work in the community. Everybody knows Shameen walks the walk and talks the talk, and it shows up in how she treats her people, her community. To former Alderwoman Gwyneth Evans, and to Dr. Blondo. Thank you for pushing this project. Thank you for being right there in the front with Alva. And also like to give a shout out to our so being the founder of this company, again, is your vision. This was your vision, your hard work that we're celebrating here today. As a small business owner who has been serving our seniors, you saw a need for veterans housing, and you saw a need for support, and you decided to take matters into your own hands, not to wait for someone else to do it. You stepped up and you decided to establish this company to care for veterans. And we know that you aren't alone. Today we're all going to hear from several leaders who are doing their part in this work as well to save our veterans. So thank you, Eric. Today's celebration is about a direct investment into St. Louis for our veterans. This $900,000 in federal community project funding to Perpetual Care Group Home for Veterans will provide a safe environment for our wounded and aging veterans. By offering supportive housing for 30 wounded and disabled veterans, this space will be essential for healing for those who have served our country. We owe it to them as a community to ensure that their needs are met. We know we have a housing crisis in our country and that it hits our veterans particularly hard. Between skyrocketing rent prices, private equity firms buying up housing stock and pricing out our seniors, nationwide we are seeing an affordable housing shortage. And so rather than take steps to address this housing crisis right now, we are seeing lawmakers, even here in Missouri and across the country, who are trying to criminalize homelessness. Just yesterday, the Supreme Court of the United States heard arguments for the case Grants Pass v. Johnson, a case that will determine whether cities are allowed to jail, ticket, and fine people who are sleeping outside, even if no shelter space is available. This case underlines the absurdity of our country's approach to the unhoused crisis. The city of Grants Pass, Oregon, passed a series of laws to allow police to arrest, fine, and jail unhoused people. The laws are so extreme that they ban people from wrapping themselves in a blanket or lying on a blanket or a cardboard sheet in public. Talk about inhumanity. Veterans experience homelessness at higher rates than the general population, oftentimes due to either the physical or psychological wounds they incurred while in service to this country. Therefore, criminalizing homelessness and failing to invest in affordable and accessible housing hurts our veterans. As a member of Congress and a part of this community, I believe that I have an obligation to protect the civil and constitutional rights of our unhoused veterans and all people to exist in public without fear of harassment, without fear of fines, without fear of jail time. That is why I led 18 of my colleagues, along with several other organizations, in filing an amicus brief with the U.S. Supreme Court, expressing our opposition to the punishment of homelessness. Our brief said loud and clear that enforcing public camping laws against unhoused people is cruel and unusual punishment, and it violates the 8th Amendment.
Yes.
I am proud also to have spearheaded and passed several crucial amendments in the PACT Act, each designed to address specific challenges faced by our veterans. From securing a comprehensive study on the health impacts of toxic exposure due to the Manhattan Project, to mandating a thorough review of toxic exposure cases on military bases, both domestic and abroad, underscoring the urgency of addressing environmental standards that pose a threat to our veterans' well-being. Projects like the Perpetual Care Group Home for Veterans are crucial to ensuring that our aging and wounded warriors are getting the wraparound services that they need to thrive in retirement. This group home will create a supportive community of understanding, because so often our seniors, our elders, our veterans feel alone and feel isolated. This isolation only fuels negative health outcomes. But here, not only will they be surrounded by their peers, they will be able to enjoy group activities, on-site physical therapy, and mental health support provided by Dr. Steen, transportation to doctor's appointments, the grocery store, and everything they need to be happy and healthy. This will truly save lives. Alva's vision of serving our veterans has inspired a community to come together to make this project happen. From the board members providing logistical support, doctors providing the needed medical support, or even the architects that are making Alva's vision physically come to life. I am so proud to support this effort. When I read the Perpetual Care Group Home for Veterans proposal for the fiscal year 2024 Community Project Fund, I knew that this was something that my office had to support and champion through the appropriations process. Since I've been in Congress, I secured over $2 billion for St. Louis. Over $2 billion. In 3.5 years.
Send you back.
And over $41 million of that money going directly to projects like this one throughout Missouri's 1st District. And it has been one of my greatest joys as your Congresswoman. I promise I cannot wait to come back when the doors open and meet our veterans and walk those halls with those that we call this place home. So, Alva, congratulations to you and to your team. Thank you for your hard work and all of your dedication. Thank you to those that are standing with her and taking care of me. I love you.
Yes, we love you. Going back to DC.
And now we will call up someone who's probably been so many people's doctor. Dr. Benoit King, who's been in this for a long time.
Woo!
So, hello everyone, and so you know by now my name, everybody is talking about, and I have been here for 50 plus years. Wow. And St. Louis is my home. I came here to St. Louis, didn't move out from here, stayed here, but traveled, obviously. And so I can call that St. Louis is my home. My kids are born here. My grandkids are here in St. Louis, so it is my home. I grew up in St. Louis. I had only medical school with me when I came here. I got my medical training residency here. I got the license in 1975. That opened up my work in different capacity. I worked in the clinic, I worked in the office, worked in the hospital, and as my husband, I got married after I came here. He followed me. And so we were together and grew up. We worked in the office, hospital, then people requested when they go to boarding homes and residential then finally we added home visit. People who cannot even leave home and they are not fortunate enough. We went for, I am still doing that house calls. And so during all that, I met wonderful, amazing people. And in short, Alva is the one. Also through her daycare program, we partnered together. We were not just the owner and the position for the. We will sit down, talk, and discuss. And after that, we never did talk from each other. And just few, I never even coordinated. I thought I met just a few months ago, there was very respected lady here came to me. You know, I was long time ago was your patient, and I say, you know, you look familiar. Please tell me what's your name. It's been a while. She said, you'll be this. I am no one. So I can say proudly, you are my first one in your family.
Okay. And this is the thing. I do not know whether I stay all my life, working life, in St. Louis, I go to grocery store. You are not a citizen. You used to take care of. You used to take care of my grandmother and this. So that made me as if I am living in a family. There is a family and I stop always and everybody go and enjoy that. And when she came up with this project and she told me the first day, you are going to be part of it. You are going to take care of it. And I said, okay, I want to office ladies come one after another one, which I could not decline and keep working. People, they tell me, rather than asking when you are going to retire, they ask, please do not think of retiring. And I think that is the source of strength, and Almighty God is on my side. He keeps letting me meet people who need I'm really grateful, blessed, and thankful to everyone. It is not individual work. It is a and God bless everyone. And thank you for listening.
I want to begin by first expressing my gratitude to our country's veterans for their service, and to Alba and Perpetual Care for honoring their sacrifice by providing the care that they deserve. It's truly a privilege to be here today to celebrate this milestone with all of you. Across this nation, we know that housing insecurity is causing people, particularly the most vulnerable among us, to be left behind. The scarcity of quality, affordable housing, and healthcare resources are widening disparities in our communities. The cost of being a renter in our city alone rose by nearly 17% in this last year. And this is while wages have remained stagnant, mounting medical debt made worse by the pandemic has prevented individuals from moving forward, and there just is not enough of the supportive services within our community. Amid that reality, projects like this create the stability people need to live dignified, fulfilling lives. Perpetual Care staff fosters a sense of community and belonging, and we know will make a difference in the lives of those in their care. In developing housing first policies for our city, we know an approach that connects people to resources in their communities is key to getting successful outcomes. For our part, the Board of Aldermen understands its responsibility in creating opportunities for those who call St. Louis home. Last week, my colleagues and I approved a measure to cancel $80 million in medical debt in our city so that no one has to choose between paying for essentials like rent or housing and paying down their medical debt. That's awesome. And against the backdrop of yesterday's Supreme Court hearing that Congresswoman Bush talked about, where some municipalities are seeking to criminalize homelessness and ban unhoused individuals from public places, we at St. Louis are committed to doing what we know works, investing in supportive services and expanding access to housing. This occasion not only validates the work of Perpetual Care and enriches the lives of veterans, it also serves as a reminder to those of us in elected office that we have a duty to ensure everyone in our city has a safe, secure place to live.
I want to express my gratitude for Congresswoman Bush for her commitment to the people of St. Louis, particularly our unhoused community. As she said earlier, before she and I were ever in the positions we are in today, this is an issue that we have worked collaboratively on for years, knowing that it is such a dire need in our community. And I want to take an for getting the ball rolling in the direction we need to go. And demonstrating for all of us what can be achieved when we act on our principles. So thank you so much for having me a part of this representation today. And thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Parker. I do totally serve as 10th Ward Alder Lady in the city of St. Louis. But somebody call me Alder Lady for Alder, and I'm playing with it. Because so much has already been said for the public-private partnership that we've had here, for the support that Alva has here today within her elected officials, within her people that are in the community. But I want to speak to the vision that everybody's talking about, that we know who gave Alva this vision, but also her yes, right? And her yes to that vision. And I want you to know, it wasn't all smiles. The smiles you see on her today, you all, and some of these people, you all know, they weren't always here. And that's because people didn't always have her back the way that they should have. Your yeses is a yes for so many other people. So being able to stand here and support, you know, I was gifted, assigned to you by Alderman Samuel. But maybe I might have possibly met her before, because my grandfather that I speak of all the time, this was the area that he was the alderman in the 4th Ward. Or maybe because my maternal grandparents were both her teachers here in St. Louis. So maybe we would have been connected another way or the other. These are the opportunity that nobody could have put their hands on, or to make sure that nobody can take their hands off of. But we have to stand here and support. I am in so much gratitude, and I continue to be in awe of the work that our Congresswoman is doing. Why? Because her heart, look at this, where she is putting the dollars and bringing the dollars back to the community, making a difference. It really makes a difference. And the picture I painted of the roots that Alva has here in the community, what we know for sure, and what we see out, is that people that are closest to the community, closest to our problems, are closest to our solutions. They're closest to our solutions. So again, I echo the thank yous, the gratitude for not only your vision, but your yes. I thank you all for standing and having her back in so many gaps that we know of, right? But we don't even have to speak of them, because we're here today, and we're going to continue to move in support of you forward. So again, thank you, Congresswoman Bush. Your work will be endless and immeasurable. We already know that. And I am so blessed to be able to stand here, not only in support in mind, spirit, but in action as well.
Next, we call to the mic Ron Powell, who's a veteran and architect. Woo!
And good afternoon, everyone. As you know, I'm actually a volunteer veteran architect. I could be the architect because I went to a special training program with the U.S. Army, with the Veterans Administration, that allowed me to learn to be a drafter and become the architect. So there's a very strong veterans connection here at this project. I served at Fort Leonard Wood, and I'm aware of the needs that they have there, especially for the veterans who are coming out of the service, and actually as soon as they are discharged, they become homeless. And what we want to do, our mission is to bring those veterans here. We're working to build our connections with Fort Leonard Wood, identify those folks that need a place to come, bring them here, and keep them in a dormitory type environment that they're used to in the military. They'll be around other veterans, so they're going to keep that camaraderie that they had when they were in service. My associate, Francis Sanon, had introduced me to Alva about 6 years ago. Ron served as our chaplain today, and I am so impressed, as everybody obviously is, with Alva and her tenacity and her confidence to see the project through. I love the fact that Alva is an envelope pusher. So here she is. We're not off the ground yet, and she says, Ron, let's do a second floor. I want to help more veterans. So we're going to have our occupancy rate up to 30 veterans being helped. Woo! I know that this project will have a phenomenal impact on this community, because what we're going to be able to do is we're going to keep those veterans who are at risk from being without housing. And with the tenacity and unwavering commitment that Alva has, we will get it done. The testament to Alva is what you see in front of us here. This foundation being in, she did with her personal funds. She didn't have the support out there that we built today. It would not have happened if she had not have done that. That speaks volume. And I guess I'd like to end with the fact that I am humbled and honored to be standing here today with this group of people, and I'm very excited about our prospects. We already have a contractor involved I've been talking with that's going to give us some discounts. We're going to watch every dollar so that we can get the most for the money. And with that, I'll pass it on to
So our last speaker is Dr. Blonda Raw, and then after Dr. Blonda, we will do the tech presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored and privileged to serve as the president of the Board for Perpetual Care Group Home for Veterans. And I will continue to prepare detailed agendas for each board meeting, and will continue to outline what the board is going to work on and when this will happen. This includes making sure everyone has all of the materials they need well in advance of a meeting, so that they are truly able to come to the board meetings prepared while working diligently to do what's in the best interest of our organization. We want to thank you again, Congresswoman Cori Bush Merritt's, and all of those that had anything to do with this project coming to fruition. Again, we know that the veterans will benefit from this opportunity, and we thank all of you for your support. Good afternoon.